Ode to Nature, or whatever that was called. I mean, immediately Francis of Assisi came.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so what we want to look at briefly here is that the war years really affect him, and there'll be a lot more to be said about that. But to briefly, I want to summarize a couple of things. He comes back. He's marshaled out of the army in 1919, and he goes back then to school to get his degrees in science that he wants to still having on his mind. But he's also now able to write, and he's also communicating with people who are getting very excited about his insights about life, about society, about spirituality, about theology. And so he puts together his book in 24 to be published, and it's taken by the leadership of the Jesuits, and then it goes to Rome in the Vatican, and they go wild because they just get so scared they can't wiggle. And in the process, they don't read him, and they don't understand. They're afraid he's a pantheist. They're really frightened by his handling of original sin and of Adam and Eve, and they're so set down that they won't publish a thing, and he's really set into a harsh place. And then they make it pretty clear they want him out of France. At the same time, he got an invitation to make a scientific journey into China with a major expedition of another Jesuit priest. And so that made everybody feel a little comfortable. And so he welcomed that because he had figured out that he needed to go to China before he had that invitation.
What years?
These would be around, I think he left in like 27 for China, or 26, 27, something like that. So he gets over into China, and now he really begins to see the vastness of things. Because he's in the Gobi Desert, and he's up in the Mongolia, and he's out there on the western edge of China with nothing. I mean, and really, the immensity of things just must impact him hugely. And at the same time, the tiny little things of fossils that were really important. And he then is a key describer of the geology of China, combined with its relationship to India, Burma, and North, and all of that. He is describing and involved in that. He has in Hastings, he winds up with a fossil named after him, and he has some of the same kind of effect in China where that begins to happen. And then in China, the one thing that really became absorbing on his scientific side is when the Peking man discovery was made, and he becomes involved in Synanthropus, the unfolding of that part of the story of humankind. And that story upset the scientists of the time in evolution terribly, because here was this whole ancient thing of these bones and all this society, but it wasn't connected to anything out of Europe or anything out of Africa that they could immediately identify. So it became a really important kind of thing, and he gained a great deal of importance in that. This will leave us at a good place to break off for the time being, and more about his journey to come.